So what happens when the US dollar isn't the world's most dominant currency? Alright, so people been asking me what my take is. I'ma give it to you. Alright, so let's go all the way back to tell how we actually ended up in this mess that we in right now. So way back when President Nixon took us off the gold standard, which was when the US dollar was backed by gold. So when he took us off of that gold standard of us being backed, and us basically having the gold standard and being backed by gold is us basically having this hard stop of on how much money you can borrow and lend and so on and so forth, right? You know, this is what it is. You can't exceed this. You can't do no more, right? So he come up with this brilliant idea that, all right, well, since we got this strong economy and we got this big army and this strong army and we got these guns and these bombs that all these other countries ain't got, we the most mighty, we the most powerful, let's just back our dollar with our economy. Damn the gold, right? So he take us off the gold standard. So by him taking us off of the gold standard, that unleashed this beast of greed, right? To where I can print money and do whatever I want to at any time when I want to. You feel what I'm saying? So that started the beast of this greed beast, right? So Saudi Arabia at the time, they pumping out all this oil at a massive rate with almost an unlimited supply. So America come over and say, hey, we'll protect you over here in the Middle East. You won't have no problems, no issues, none whatsoever. Let us get some of that oil in exchange for our protection. Saudi Arabia say, all right, cool, bet. We can do that. You know, and going on at the same time, we still at odds with Russia and China. We've been having that beef for a long time. So when you measure America's debt, you got to look at the GDP, which is the gross domestic product. So we were doing all right at one point from around about 2009 to 2020, because as a nation, we were making enough money to cover our debt up until 2020. And y'all know that was when the pandemic hit. So when the pandemic hit, that caused a ripple effect in our economy, which was drastic because we went from cheap money to expensive money. And with nobody spending and nobody, you know, actually producing and working and stuff like that, it killed our economy. America is a capitalistic country, so with no business going on, that's what's going to make us go down the hill, down the drain. So I was starting to understand why white folks was tripping. You know, forget the mask, the mandate, get these people back to work. No excuses, none whatsoever. They was seeing a bigger picture at the time. They knew what was what this actual shutdown was gonna mean for our country in the future, and now we starting to see the effects from it. And on top of that, at this point in time, we had the Fed to step in. The Fed had to step in and help us out on the back end. So they poured some money into the economy, $5 trillion into the market, and they giving out these stimulus checks at the same time, all in hopes and favor that us throwing this money out here, it'll rebound back and we can kind of retract and get back on, you know, get back on where we need to be. So with that really not happening and panning out like the way it really they wanted or expected it to, America took on more debt than they really wanted to, or than what they had to, or what they needed to. So we got two big countries on the other side of the world, Russia and China, that's waiting on us to fall. They actually waiting on weakness. And you know why? Because both of them know that it's way too hard to go toe and toe with America in a fight. They know that. Like, people will say that, oh, China got this big old army and woo-woo-woo. Bruh, trust me. If they was really trying to do something, they would have been did it. You best believe. Because when you big and you strong and you mighty and you powerful, you buck. You feel what I'm saying? So nah, people playing with America, they be tiptoeing playing with us. Like, they ain't trying to really go to war with America. Nobody really is. So what happened is you started to see that when Russia first struck blood on Ukraine, what America did, America put sanctions on them. So when you put sanctions on countries, now remind y'all that The world trade, as far as oil and all this different stuff like that, all that stuff is done in the US dollar, right? So Russia has to trade in US dollars with other countries to do whatever business that they want to do. They can't do that now. All the bank accounts been frozen. So, which is forcing them to do what you see them doing now. See, this one thing that Russia understand, Russia and China understand. They know that they can't go the Gaddafi route in Africa. They can't do what Gaddafi did. Gaddafi had the perfect idea, but Gaddafi ain't have his allies with it. He ain't have his allies built up with him yet. He ain't had no big gun neither. So what them boys sent Obama to go over there and do? Went over there and handled that business with Gaddafi. Yeah, you see what happened, right? So let's put this back into play. Russia and China, they decide to come together. They realize that they're stronger together than they are apart, along with other allies. That's why you see Russia starting to lean on China for aid and dependency, because they can't function like they want to as a country, because they're crippled by us. That's why they came together and said, hey, we finna create this new currency, and we're gonna form this alliance with all these powers over here that we can, as much as we can, and we're gonna convince them that they can get out from under the rule of thumb of America with this American dollar. So we're gonna create this currency to dethrone it. So let me paint this picture for y'all, right? This is where we are today with this. They basically then created a bait and hook type of cycle with how they playing with us, right? So this is the tip of the iceberg, right? Russia invades Ukraine. Boom, we own it. We coming over there. Y'all got a problem? Y'all got some issues over here? All right, well, let's handle it then. Russia like shit. Send them hitters. Come do what you gonna do. And then you got Ukraine sitting in the middle like, what the fuck y'all doing? Why? And then Ukraine like, well, shit, I'm just gonna rock out. That's just what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna sit here and just let y'all just do what y'all wanna do. I'm gonna buck back too. America, all I need is y'all guns. I don't need your bread. Just send me the guns over here. All right, so while we over here playing with Ukraine, China and Russia is conspiring together. They on teams, two-headed monster. China say, look, once you go over there and strike blood over there and go take what you want and go get what you need and respectively take what's yours, since they over there talking about they want to be independent, ain't no independent, nigga. Go get that. All right, boom. We over here sending money. We sending foreign aid, knowing at the same time we owe China trillions of dollars, right? And China is also known for creating debt traps, right? So this how it go. This how this place spinning. So they like, look, you over there playing with them, we finna spread them out. Let's spread them out as much as we can. I'm finna go over here, I'm finna pick with Taiwan. Let's load it up. All right, now mind you, it may come to the question, well, why China playing with Taiwan over there? What Taiwan got to do with anything? This war is much more greater than guns and bombs and shooting bullets, y'all. This a Cold War. This an economic type war. This is a big elephant in the room, data war. Taiwan makes and produces 70% of America's chips for their cars, computers, and all kind of other electronic shit, banking systems and all that, right? So they hold all our data as well as the chips. So China over here threatening to blow them off the face of the earth. So what you think happens to America with no data and no chips? And y'all know them, the chips and data, it go a long way as far as from with cars and electronics and to spaceships and rockets and all kind of stuff. That's gonna kill America, and they know it. So I'm gonna tell y'all what's the most biggest bait of this trap that we didn't bid on hard. We didn't bid it hard. TikTok. TikTok is partnered. It's owned by some I think it's called ByteDance. TikTok is owned by ByteDance, but they're partnered with the Chinese government. So with them having that, they got intel and data all over us. Billions and millions of Americans are on TikTok. Millions of Americans have their bank accounts. They get paid through TikTok. They do all this different stuff on TikTok. So while we thinking it's good and it's happy and just a great thing for our kids to be dancing on this app, and we making all this different stuff, we being infiltrated at the same time through the back door of the enemy. That's why they talking about banning it, especially in government places, because intel is at stake. Now you'll have people talking about, oh, well, it ain't over TikTok, it's bigger than TikTok, they're trying to take our amendment rights away. Well, which one you want it to be? You want the enemy, or the two enemies of our country, the biggest enemies of our country, to have intel on us, to infiltrate and be able to dictate what we got going on over here, power grids and all? That's what you want. And then you have somebody on the other side saying, oh, well, they're threatening to take control of social media and be able to get into people's accounts and do all this. Fool, they've been able to do that bullshit. They can get into your Instagram account. They can get into your TikTok account. They can get into your Snapchat account. They can get into anything they want to on the social media. You got to understand, the bigger the internet get, the more laws it is for the internet as well. So that's what we're dealing with right now. Data. So let me retract just a little bit for y'all to paint the picture, an even bigger image for y'all. Y'all remember what happened just a few months ago? Balloon come sailing from China all the way to the Carolinas. Ain't nobody seen it until they got over here. What y'all think that balloon was doing? By the time they had shot it down, it already done did what it's supposed to do. Collect and record data. And while they was collecting and recording data, they seen loopholes in our country. So we got exposed. We got exposed. We didn't bit the bait. So now the question is, what does America do? How does America pivot? What we gonna do to combat this emerging currency that's gonna knock us off the top block, which America don't tolerate now whatsoever, because America go and drop bombs on everybody before they give up that dominant spot. So the question is, what's gonna happen to the American dollar, and what's gonna happen to the citizens? The ones that are not prepared, they're gonna get crushed. They're gonna get crushed, because the situation is reversing now. It's like, just like you can take your American dollars. Now let's not get this misunderstood. As of right now, the American dollar still holds the most dominant power, but it's dwindling power at the same time, because other countries all around the world, everywhere around the world, their currency is growing. It's valuing, and ours is devaluing. You feel me? So it's like you can take your money over here to Africa and go and live like a king. Now it's finna be a reversed effect type shit. You're gonna be able to bring African money over here, and it's gonna be worth more than the American dollar or another type of currency. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of people asking, well, what are we gonna do? What's gonna happen to our money? Well, I know y'all been paying attention to where they have all these banks been closing down, right? For example, Silicon Valley Bank held billions of dollars in those banks. So we got Federal Reserve banks that's all around the world, and they have been closing around the world. And we got some that's here in America. It's like 6 to 8 of them. I'm not really sure. Those Federal Reserves of banks are housing, they're delivering gold. They ain't printing money no more. They taking up as much gold as they possibly can, because gold behind the American dollar is the tier standard. You feel what I'm saying? This gold gonna be gold. It's gonna do its thing. So they collecting gold. They ain't even printing money no more, right? So this is what we looking at. The rest of the world is saying, screw the US dollar. We ain't using that shit no more. Y'all been scamming us, basically. Y'all been sending us all these millions of dollars over here for goods and services, when we really can't do nothing with it in our country that really actually benefits us. So what the hell we doing playing with y'all still? We sending y'all all our goods, all our gold, all our diamond, all our food, all these different things as far as trade, and we ain't getting nothing from it off the back end, right? Y'all just sending these little paper money over here. What we gonna do with that? We can't do nothing with it. So let's get rid of it. So they've all came together. You got multiple countries in Africa, multiple countries in South America, Japan, Mexico have just made, they have applied to be in the BRICS. That's major. We get a lot of food from Mexico. We get a lot of electronics from Japan. We do a lot of trade with them. So we'll be looking at a lot of our allies as well as our enemies are mending fences all around the world, right? Okay, so let's jump back to the bank. The bank thing. With the bank, they're basically, the world is rejecting the US dollar. So they're gonna be sending trillions and quadrillions of dollars back to the US. So that's gonna create hyperinflation. You feel what I'm saying? And with these small banks, all your little city banks and your credit unions and stuff like that, and you know, most of your credit unions, they back a lot of your businesses and your small businesses. And everybody know that small businesses is the backbone of America, damn near. You feel what I'm saying? So them banks are gonna be obsolete. They ain't being backed by anything. It's called a bail-in. You usually hear when banks being bailed out, a bailout is saying, hey, I got it's something back here that's backing me and the people and they money to where they can be these funds can be reimbursed if anything happens, the worst happens. This is a bail-in type thing we're dealing with now. It ain't nothing to back no more. So if there is money left in these banks and they close and collapse like that Silicon Valley Bank did, ain't no reimbursement. So the question is, what do Americans do with their American dollar? Where are we gonna bank? So it's like they're kind of cattle herding everybody into these not international, but these big dog banks. Your Bank of America's, your Chase, JP Morgan's, Wells Fargo's, those are those natures that'll be, you know, the big dog banks around here. They're gonna herd everybody into those under the illusion that your money is safe and secure here if shit hits the fan even more, right? So the other question is, what Americans gonna do to actually get over the hump? Because we won't be the top tier as far as currency no more. I don't care who you are, an actor, rapper, singer, dancer, this gonna affect everybody. I don't care if you rich to middle class to poor. It's gonna affect everybody if you don't make the right moves. And the most people that are ill prepared is my people, black people. Y'all listen, I ain't trying to scare you. I ain't trying to do none of that. I'm trying to prepare you. That's what I'm trying to do. If there's was a time and a point in your life where you needed to be in your financial bag, now is the time. It needs to be somebody in your family that's gonna be the captain to steer the ship of this boat in this big silver tsunami that that's finna hit America within the next few weeks to months. Shit's finna hit the fan, y'all. It's gonna be the type scenario created to where you're gonna be getting about 5 cents off of every dollar. I was just listening to JT the Bigger Figure the other day, and he do a lot of business in Africa. He commute from Africa to America, and he was saying that back probably about 6 months ago, or maybe even further, because I watch a lot of his videos, and because he give a lot of game about, you know, buying land in Nairobi, Kenya, and different other parts in Africa and stuff too. He was stating that when he go and exchange his money, it was getting to a point where he was exchanging his American dollars for the shillings. He was saying that he was losing about $10 to $20 off of every $100. Now he's saying that he's woken up and he's understanding that I need to get back over here to America and get my money, because the African shilling is going up and the US dollar is going down. So he realized now that he's taking his money back to Africa, now he's realizing that he's getting $20 to $30 more on his money. taking it into Africa. That's the shift. That's what we're dealing with. So your question would be to Jack of all trades, what do I do? You need to have your eyes on foreign businesses, foreign expansions. Put your money in gold. Go get you some gold bars. Go get you some silver if you want to too. Go get you some gold grams, gold bars, gold grams, gold kilos. You feel what I'm saying? Put your money towards some type of hard asset. Don't go get no fucking cars. I wouldn't do that. I really don't recommend people to be going and go get no jewelry neither. I really don't. If you're gonna get anything related to that, go get you some gold bars. Yeah, grams to kilos type shit. Because when you put your money in a hard asset like gold, it's going to park your money and simultaneously grow your money at the same time. Because while it's sitting there, it's growing. Y'all, when I bought, this is why I'm so big on gold. If y'all pay attention to my jewelry, I ain't got no diamonds, nigga. These the only diamonds I got. That's it. All the rest of my jewelry is straight gold. I'm not no damn fool. Diamonds cost a lot, but they ain't worth shit. They worth 20% of what you buy for them, what you pay for them. So nigga, if you pay 100,000, that jeweler, when you trying to go and take it back to him and get some cash for it, that nigga gonna lowball you for 20K and probably be trying to try you for 15. Education, young boys. Education, young boys. Learn the jewelry game. Nobody's gonna wanna trade you for your diamonds. Nobody's gonna trade you for your Jordans. Nobody's gonna wanna trade you for your Dior or your Louis V or your Gucci. What is the next person gonna do to feed his family with it? Can't do nothing with that. What you gonna do with some Jordans? Can't do nothing in times like these that's finna come. That's why I'm saying, put your money in some hard assets. And on the back end, while you got your money sitting in hard assets, you need to create you some type of skill or come up with some type of plan that's gonna make you substantial amounts of money fast. I'm talking about yesterday fast type shit. Really, really, really fast. And I'm gonna go over y'all in the next couple upcoming videos on the things that you need to be getting into that can make you some quick lucrative cash that's gonna sustain you. So that's where we at with it, man. You need to be stocking up on beans, rice, perishable, non-perishable items, canned goods, first aid kits, ammunition. You can have all the guns you want. You can have 10 Dracos, nigga. If you ain't got no ammunition to protect, you ain't got shit. Knives. You may need to be out here cutting something. Need to be polishing your hunting skills. You might have to go out here and be really hunting for your own beef, your own pig. That's what we getting to. Y'all know Russia, they produce us in all the beef and poultry and stuff like that. We get all that from them. Well, they supply the world. They're one of the world's suppliers, most suppliers when it comes to beef and stuff like that. Yeah, man. So you gotta start thinking about stuff like this. If there was ever a time, this is the time, bro. Now ain't the time to be spending and splurging no money. Save your bread. Make smart moves. They gonna come back to hunt you. When your neighbor next door coming to you, knocking on your door, saying, hey, do y'all got anything in there that we can eat? Me and the kids, we ain't ate in 2 days. We ain't got nothing. What you gonna do when all them niggas that stay in the city, and let's say you got land, you got something to work with, you can at least go out here and grow some food and shit and hunt and live off the land. What you gonna do with these city niggas that start getting out the city and going into the outskirts where people got money and land and shit? They gonna start trying to take your shit. You gonna have to protect your shit. If you ain't got no guns and ammunition, you in trouble. If you ain't got no seeds, you in trouble. What you gonna do when it ain't no Walmart? What you gonna do when all your rent and your car note and all these other expenses and stuff like that stuff is gonna go up like crazy. That's what's gonna make it hard for you to sustain and maintain yourself in this country, because everything is gonna go to the roof. That's the type of situations that we have upcoming and are facing. If you're not prepared, you will be crushed. Your money ain't gonna matter no more in situations like this. You're gonna have to put that bread up and let it sit somewhere and let it grow. And in the meantime, be focusing on something else to where you can go and stack that bread and go and do the same thing what you did with your initial set of money. You're gonna have to make moves like that, man. And y'all know how wild it's gonna get. Y'all see how these young boys out here doing crazy wild shit now, stealing cars, shooting people just because they doing the most, bro. They doing the most. City to city, state to state. Just imagine that shit on a million mass scale of people going wild and crazy. Y'all think people y'all think people is soft now about expecting things and wanting things and not putting no work in? Boy, wait till you see these motherfuckers gonna be out. Boy, it's gonna be people sitting in the middle of the street with their head in their palms crying, wondering what the fuck happened. And they ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna realize until it's the last minute. And not a lot of people that it's gonna be is black folk. We're gonna be running rampant and wild, killing and stealing from each other. And other folks gonna be killing us too, because we ain't gonna be prepared, and we're gonna be vulnerable. Every other ethnicity, they gonna be coming together collectively as groups, helping their community out in any way, shape, or form or fashion that they can. Economically, physically, food, religiously, all of that. We're gonna be running around like chickens with our fucking head cut off. Yep. So if you don't have no financial plan right now, you better get in your bag, boy. And another thing, this is why I don't count out America. America ain't saying nothing. America ain't defending nothing as far as this war. So we don't know what they gonna do. I'm waiting to see, because it's looking like they backs against the wall, because we basically done ran our well dry with everybody across the country, across the world, right? So one thing I do know about America, America will do whatever they got to do to remain that #1 top spot. Do y'all know that it's families that, you know, kind of formed this country and shaped this country and kind of built it, and they run this country? When you talking about them not being on top no more, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. When y'all get to talking about the Illuminati and all of that, these families and all of that, y'all think they're more powerful than Russia and China or the BRICS? That's a question that's in the air, if you believe in that. But it is truth that it is families that run this country, so to speak. So check this, peep game as well. You got the Saudi Arabian prince over here. The Saudi Arabian prince, guess who buy all the oil from him? China. China is his #1 buyer. They buy like 2 million in oil a day from him. All right, he looking at America like, what's up? Y'all up next. I don't want no protection no more. I got what the world need over here. I got the oil. I don't care about China. I don't care about Russia. I don't care about Ukraine. I don't care about what none of y'all are doing, to be honest with you. I ain't trying to pick no fight. I ain't trying to do none of that. But I want my bread though. And I'm in OPEC, and I control the oil market because I produce all the oil over here, right? So what I'm gonna do is, Joe Biden, he run his little weak ass over there talking to the Saudi Arabian prince like everything cool, because remember, the spar of this Saudi Arabia thing is because an American journalist so-called got murdered under, I guess, their hands or whatever. And America's saying, y'all did that, so we ain't fooling with y'all no more. So time transpire and go on. Biden, he come walk his crippled ass over there trying to fist bump the Saudi Arabian prince like he's some type of American kid living in the suburbs or some shit. You feel what I'm saying? And he like, nah. Looking at him crazy. Ain't even meet and speak to him. Price up, nigga. I don't care about your protection because I got other people over here that say they'll protect me. So what I need your protection for? So what you gonna do, Joe? What you gonna do, America? The price up on oil. You gonna play or get out the way? Basically, I want something more in return. You gotta keep in mind, boy, Joe Biden, I got this $500 billion tech wall that I'm trying to build that's the size of New York or as big as Belgium in the middle of the desert. What I look like coming out of my pocket to pay for it? Somebody else is. But until y'all figure that out while y'all over here playing, price up, nigga. Checkmate. While y'all think y'all smart and y'all tough, play with me with this oil. You either gonna give me what I want or you gonna pay this price. Simple as that. He a young bull, fresh blood. He don't care about, he bending the rules. He don't care. And he say he finna build a metropolis in the middle of the Red Sea. Some Atlantis type shit. Where he get the idea from, I have no clue. But y'all know all that costs money. See, under all this time while we've been protecting Saudi Arabia been building that bag up. Saudi Arabian prince like, oh yeah, y'all see Dubai? Y'all think Dubai something? Yeah, wait till I build this shit over here. And I ain't paying for it. Until y'all decide on what y'all gonna do, run me my bread. I don't care if it's in the yuan, the US dollar, whatever y'all want to do. It don't care. So you got Joe Biden, he's looked at as, it's just like this. It's just like if you get a pack of alpha wolves and you put them in a room together or in a facility together, and you got 5 wolves, 4 of them young and mid-age, and you got 1 old and slow. What you think they gonna do to him? They gonna eat his ass alive. They gonna push him. They gonna bite at him, nag at him, taunt him, do all kind of shit. That's what they doing to Joe Biden. That's what the world doing to America. Cause they know we falling. You attack people. You attack when you see weakness. That's what they doing. They saying that we weak. So, just to backtrack a little bit, China, what they do is, how they got us in this arm headlock and they squeezing it hard. China creates debt traps, not death traps, debt traps. Guess who we're in debt to? China. Guess what the trap is? This is the trap. They're saying, well, you've been getting all this credit from us on consignment that we have yet to get a fraction of what you owe us back yet over all these years. Time is up, nigga. We tired of playing. We want our bread. And if you can't pay us when we want you to right now, everything that you have financed and accredited, we gave you the line of credit for, we finna come take over that. And that's probably damn near half of everything that's over here in America. So it creates this thought of a possible situation of, what is America gonna do? Do they join the BRICS? Or do they veer out and go other ways? Or stand alone? I feel like it's detrimental to not Louisiana. It's detrimental to the America either way you go with that. So this is what we looking at, guys, when it comes to our money. You looking at 5 cents on a dollar. That's how much your dollar will be worth. Like I say, if you ain't never been in your financial bag, now is the time.